XDC Network. Now, this is one of only 9 cryptocurrency projects that are currently globally compliant with all the required messaging standards any financial institution has to adhere to. Now, I know that's a boring start, but here's the reality. If there are any crypto projects out there that are going to end up running CBDCs, they have to be compliant. And America's #1 bank is already working with XDC, which is very damn interesting. I want to take a look at where this can go this cycle. Now, before I get into any of that, if you're new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these cryptos. These cryptos I thought would do very, very well and make a lot of money. And you can see what they were all worth when I recorded my videos. These are the highs these cryptos hit around 16 months on, and these are what your profits would have been if you'd have popped $100 into these coins. 100 into each in that time would have made you over 123 grand. Now, we're in a bull cycle and Bitcoin will be going to new highs. Altcoin season will be kicking off. If you don't own any cryptos or the ones you own are not doing very well, have a look at copymycrypto.com. That is the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members, so they know every single coin I own. When I'm ready to buy or sell any coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to be buying or selling and the price that I'm going to be buying or selling at. So my members get in and out of cryptos at the same price as me, meaning they make the same profit and they don't have any work to do at all. If you go onto my site, you'll be able to see some of the profits my members have made. You can also see some of my past successes as well. These are all public record on the history of this channel. And if after doing that you like what you see and you want to hear more, whether it's that you just want to hear the winners, I think are going to be in this bull cycle like I predicted with Phantom. Remember, I released a course on Phantom, why it was the best investment in 2020. For $20, Phantom went up 700 times. So if you want to find out the coins I think are going to be the winners, all you got to do to do that is join up on the site. Now, XDC Network. So, not done badly so far this bull cycle. I mean, granted, lows of about 2.5 cents, highs of around about 14 cents, but not too bad at all. Sticking around, comfortably remaining in that top 100. It's a blockchain developed to support trade finance and the tokenization of real-world assets. That's an area of growth that we consistently see right now. We see that being spoken about everywhere, and it is kind of a weird thing that we haven't seen more growth, but I think that's down to just the complications of tokenizing real-world assets, because fundamentally, if you tokenize a house, right, and you utilize that in a DeFi protocol and as, let's say, collateral when you're doing some borrowing, and then let's say the tokens that you've borrowed die, what happens to the underlying asset is, all of a sudden, are you homeless, right? There's a lot of interesting queries around how real world assets is going to be implemented. How there are so many potential problems, but those projects that are trying to get ahead of the game on that, when this happens, and it is a when, they're going to be ones that are primed for success. Now, they use delegated proof of stake consensus to provide high-level security, fast transaction times, and improved scalability. The network features a layer 2 subnet that allows any user to launch sovereign and privacy-preserving sidechains, which, again, very good idea. They have over 300 validator masternode candidates, of which 108 actively operate. So that's as of the beginning of this year. Each masternode operator is required to stake 10 million of these tokens. So that's approximately $750,000 worth of XDC. Now, it was developed by a team led by Professor Pramod Viswanath from Princeton. XDC 2.0's cutting-edge compliance tech ensures unprecedented Byzantine fault tolerance by holding validators accountable for their actions on an automated yet discretionary basis, which, again, as an idea, very sensible. It was established by Ritesh Kakad and Atul Kakade. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names. And Zinfin actually launched the XDC network. Now, since getting up and running, we have had big XDC has had big innovations. So not least of which is Enigio. So this is the original product that is implemented on the XDC network since 2022. It's to digitize trade finance documents. Since then, they have partnerships with JP Morgan, Lloyds Bank, Oracle, and now they are working with news of a POC with Danske Bank. Now, no joke, JP Morgan, biggest bank in America, and they and there's actually a little post here. JP Morgan completed its first live digital trade finance transaction following the bank's collaboration with technology provider Enigio, which Enigio again is one of the products of XDC, and again as a potential for this to end up being running a CBDC, that improves it dramatically. Now, one thing that is odd, not on Coinbase, not on Binance, but the volume isn't actually great, to be honest. For a coin with a 1.17 billion market cap, I would have expected higher volume. Even to be honest, on certain days, like when it's skyrocketing, it's still not crazy volume. 146 million. It's not been like incredible by any stretch of the imagination. 103. We've not had like days where it's done craziness, and it never really has, which is unusual. Circulating supply is very, very high, and the total and there's still quite a lot of tokens that can come out. That is not something that I'm overly keen to see, purely off of the basis that that level of inflation tends to do damage on coins over a long-term price action. But with the partnerships they have in place, I actually think they are looking pretty damn good. Now, really the next thing is going to be, when do we see real-world asset tokenization? I think we're going to start seeing this a lot sooner than people realize. Really, the only thing that is going to hinder this is regulation. But there needs to be, and when regulation comes in, it needs to be clear. Like, we can't have this kind of BS regulation that we had under Gary Gensler when he was running the SEC. There needs to be some legit clarity here, because there is so much potential for real-world assets, whether it's the tokenization of private loans to businesses that can be added into, the tokenization of US treasuries. There is tons and tons and tons and tons of use cases here, and really, there is like legitimately a lot of potential. There's some really good insights into the history of tokenization within XDC's website. I would actually recommend people have a proper read of this. You can see how things have moved over simply the last year. But actually, in terms of having a read, it's an informative read. I actually do look at XDC going, this should hit a new all-time high. I really, really do. So if we jump on to Explorer quickly, but XDC all-time high is 19 cents. Now, transactions since up and running, 777 million on a constant daily basis, about 750,000 transactions, which is not bad at all. So usage is here. In terms of the top tokens on XDC, you can see that they've actually got quite a lot, nearly 2,900 tokens now. Now, in terms of engagement, there are some of them have a lot of holders as well. Some are weird memes, of course. You're always going to get some meme coins knocking about. But really what we're going to probably start seeing soon enough is net growth in tokenization protocols through XDC. And when we see that, this can blast. Also, if it gets a CBDC of any description, this is going to move up. Like if it's the Euro or America, I mean, they're the kind of two that you'd want, but they could get the UK one as an example. although I think Hedera are probably front runners for a UK one. This could move. I still think this has a very, very real shot of getting up to 30 cents, maybe 40 cents. And I honestly think there is a world that this can get to $1. The dollar is going to be tricky, but the reality is it isn't on Coinbase or Binance. And I think this is a crypto that's fully established in the top 100 and has been for quite a while. I don't see a reason this can't actually get a listing on Binance or Coinbase. The only thing that's really going to stop it is if volume doesn't increase. But if volume starts surging, especially if they land new big business with other banks, Binance listing will be around the corner. I think this has got a legitimate shot of getting to $1. I don't think it's likely that it gets to $1, but I think for 30 or 40 cents, I think a new all-time high looks pretty inevitable here. Looks pretty inevitable. If you're an XDC holder, what do you think is going to be the catalyst that can really move this? Have you seen any real-world asset tokenization stuff on XDC or anywhere else that makes you start thinking that XDC is about to have an incredible run? Where do you stand on everything XDC are doing right now? Let me know in the comments. And guys, we're in a bull cycle right now. If you're not happy with the coins you own or you don't own any cryptos, get on to copymycrypto.com, have a look through the site. On there, you will see some of the profits my members have made. You will also see some of my past successes. These are public record. If you go onto the old videos on this channel, you'll be able to verify everything that you read, that you watch, and that you see. On the site, I share with my members every single coin I own. When I am ready to buy or sell any coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to be buying or selling and the price that I'm going to be buying or selling at. So my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me, so they make the same profit without any work at all. Like I said, read through the site, watch the videos, verify all the successes, and if you like what you see and you want to hear about the coins that I'm in, the ones I think are going to be the big winners of this bull cycle, all you've got to do to find out about any of them is join up on the site. If you do, I'll see you there. Otherwise, folks, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.